Rivals is brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Mackinac Partners, helping business make informed decisions. MacuHealth, trust the science. Keep your sight and future bright. Brother Rice High School, building a legacy of leadership. Experience the warrior difference. And Detroit Catholic Central High School, become the tradition. Hi, and welcome to State Champs Rivals. I'm your host, Lauren Plant. In the state of Michigan, it's hard to argue that Birmingham, Brother Rice, and Detroit Catholic Central is the greatest high school football rivalry. Two schools with over 20 state championships combined and over 25 NFL alum. Two head coaches have went head-to-head for the past 37 years. The all-time series record between the two is 29, 28, and 1. Are you kidding me? This show looks at it all, including the buildup and results of this year's classic regular season matchup. We begin by taking a trip through time of a rivalry that oftentimes began long before they ever stepped on the field.
On my grade school bus, there were guys in the back of the bus that all had older brothers at CC, and they all knew that I was going to Brother Rice. And it started back in the 6th grade with the McHales and all these guys, and I can go back long ways of just the rivalry there. And they used to take, CC pictures and hold them up in school, and I'd have a little warrior head, and we'd be going back and forth.
The Brother Rice Catholic Central rivalry was rooted with the origin of the Boys Bowl in 1944. The Nebraska Boys Town teams traveling here to take on Detroit Catholic Central at Briggs Stadium. The Shamrocks have always been one of the preeminent Catholic football teams in the state. Whether it was the classic Outer Drive campus in Detroit or their 2-decade home in Redford, CC turned the Boys Bowl week into homecoming, and it became a local game between a Catholic rival. Born in 1960, Birmingham Brother Rice joined the Catholic League in 1963, and a new powerhouse was emerging. In 1966, Brother Rice and Catholic Central met for the first time in the Boys Bowl. It quickly became the most intense rivalry in the state. In the 47 years these two have met on the gridiron, there has been one tie. 1968, the two teams butted heads to a knockdown, drag-out 0-0 ball game. Even the early years of the rivalry were awesome.
The first CC game I remember was the Boys Bowl 1970. I was 4 years old. I was sat with my dad and one of his brothers and a bunch of his sons, and I can remember sitting at the top of the stands at U of D Stadium, and just thinking I was in heaven. Right then and there, I guess I learned that the team with the orange helmets was the rival.
1969 actually was the 25th anniversary of the Boys Bowl, and CC won 14-zip. It just so happened to be the year a young Al Fracassa took over the reins at Brother Rice. The upstart Warriors beat the Shamrocks in 6 of the next 7 games, including 1974, the year the unbeaten Warriors were voted the mythical state champions by the media.
I remember Mike Cullen and Billy Pribe, the quarterback, and Casey Ryan and Kevin Hart and Dennis Ruin, all of these great Brother Rice athletes that went on to play in college at Notre Dame and other colleges. So that's when I became a real Warrior fan. And Coach Fracassa would just stand out, and he's so calm and poised on the sideline. It was something I want to be part of.
In 1976, Tom Mack, a hard-nosed former Wayne State defensive back, was named the head coach at Catholic Central. With the playoff era now underway, the Boys Bowl took on even more significance. If you have just one loss on your record, you will most likely miss the playoffs. The season on the line. Oftentimes, the teams ranked at or near number 1 in the state when they met. Now 2 future Hall of Fame coaches on the sidelines. In many eyes, this game then and now is the biggest rivalry in the great state of Michigan, period.
My intensity and emotion was in a higher pitch for the Catholic Central Brother Rice game than it was from a Michigan State perspective playing University of Michigan, because at the high school level, when you compete against a Brother Rice and you beat them, it's good for your soul.
The anticipation that builds inside you as a player and what's on the line, and the fact that in those days we were playing at Wisner and you had this great big stadium you're going to play in, all of that stuff Nobody gets to experience that. That's Ohio State, Michigan.
Every year, it seems, throw the records out the window. The majority of the games are close, and many have come down to the final play. In 1979, Rick Mucinek beat Brother Rice with a field goal in overtime. After dropping 2 straight, Tom Mack had arrived and later won his first state championship. 1983, and the matchup versus CC was at Eastern Michigan's Rynearson Stadium. Again, the game went into overtime. On the Warriors' possession, it came down to 4th and 1, and Mel Farr Jr. scored the game winner. 1987, the Shamrocks beat the #1 ranked Warriors in double overtime, but Rice would have one more shot at redemption, the only time these two have ever met in the playoffs, the Class A state semifinals.
It was about 25 degrees that day, and I remember specifically the ground was frozen. And so that created 2 problems for us. One was we had the best running back on the field who could not capitalize on cutting, and I think he also got injured in that game, Jason Wolf.
The SMU recruit did get hurt in that game. At Walled Lake Central High School, Catholic Central won 14-9 and advanced to the state championship game. The majority of the Boys Bowl games over the years between Brother Rice and Catholic Central played out in the working-class city of Pontiac, Wisner Stadium, a concrete, beautiful behemoth that's old school in every way.
It's always magical there, you know. It's one side's all blue, one side's all orange, and it's, you know, it's classic high school football at its finest. There's nothing better, and you can't really describe it unless you're there.
There's no feeling like it. I mean, my first year, Brother Rice was behind us as the home team, and they were whistling the theme song from the cartoon The Smurfs, which I thought was pretty creative. But you know, you can just feel them screaming behind you as you're running towards your fans. So I mean, you're in the middle of just the most intense environment.
1995, another seesaw affair. Rice trailed in the 4th. With 1:24 left in the game, on 4th down, quarterback David Sofrin handed to his running back Leonard Marshall, who stopped and found his QB all alone for the touchdown. But with 3 seconds left, 6'7" Aaron Kosmowski hit a 48-yard game-tying field goal, and the Shamrocks went on to win in overtime.
Still have a picture in my office of the first Boys Bowl game my senior year, and I don't think a day goes by that I don't think of, you know, that 4th and 1 when they snuck it in overtime, and you're just thinking about, you know, what could have been if we would have stopped them, you know, so, but great rivalry.
1997 saw the 3rd straight year the Boys Bowl was decided on the game's final play. Rice went ahead late, but as time expired, Catholic Central's Aaron Rock hit a 41-yard field goal into the swirling wind. CC went 10-2 against Rice during the 90s.
You're instilled that at Catholic Central from day one. You never stop believing, no matter what. If there's time on that clock, you believe you're going to win, good things will happen if you work hard and prepare right.
Yeah, I am 0-5 against Catholic Central as a varsity player, so that's something I have to live with.
No longer the Boys Bowl, the new millennium didn't change the passion nor the drama. 2004, it was time for Rice to stage a dramatic comeback. Under a minute left, big play by Joey Henry, and Mark's brother John Goebel won the game.
That Catholic Central game always means a little bit more, you know, to everybody, and to be able to beat them for the first time, I think in either 3 or 4 years, you know, and close it out like that, it was a special game.
2008, behind fullback Nico Palizzetti, the Shamrocks built a 24-10 fourth quarter lead with under 5 minutes left. The Warriors came all the way back to tie. Clock winding down, Ryan Kelly hit the longest field goal of his career, 55 yards, and Brother Rice won their 5th straight over CC.
Even if you do win a state championship, guys still bring back, hey, did you beat Brother Rice? You didn't? Okay, sorry for you.
2010, the game played at Wayne State as part of Brother Rice's 50th anniversary as a school. Catholic Central came in the defending state champs and winners of 20 in a row. This was also the 500th football game in Rice history, and they pulled off the upset. When Rivals returns, the build-up to this year's game. 2 great coaches meeting for the final year. Stay with us.
We want you. We are LTU, Lawrence Technological University, and is one of the nation's best schools for engineering, architecture, and technology. We don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students who want to change the world through technology, science, and design. So if you believe that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
Academic excellence in the Catholic tradition. An Edmund Rice Christian Brother education to develop the soul, body, and mind. Warrior athletics, a tradition of excellence. A legacy of leaders. Experience the warrior difference. Come join the Brotherhood. Please join us for our open house. Visit brice.edu for more information.
Since 1928, the Basilian Fathers have established a tradition of teaching and nurturing the young men of Detroit Catholic Central.
I chose to come to CC because of the brotherhood and the commitment to excellence.
Spend a day at Catholic Central and shadow a shamrock. Find out for yourself what makes CC special.
I wanted to come to Catholic Central to be a part of the spirit and the tradition.
I'd heard about tradition since I was a little kid, and I knew I'd meet a lot of great people and make friends that I'd have for the rest of my life.
For more information, click on CatholicCentral.net and become the tradition of Detroit Catholic Central.
MacuHealth with LMZ3 is the only patented and scientifically proven supplement that helps reduce the risk of macular degeneration and maintain healthy eyes by improving vision performance. Taking one MacuHealth soft gel once a day has been clinically proven to restore macular pigments to normal levels, slow down or reduce the effects of age-related macular degeneration, but also enhance vision performance, reduce glare, and night vision issues. Trust the science, keep your sight and future bright with MacuHealth. In today's global business environment, companies need to reduce risk and protect assets with many levels of corporate intelligence gathering. Mackinac Partners business intelligence, due diligence, investigations, and corporate security practice can help businesses and investment firms avoid or mitigate risks. Mackinac Partners services are performed by experienced former Secret Service and FBI personnel that can identify vulnerabilities and respond to financial concerns, reputational issues, and cyber threats. Make informed decisions with Mackinac Partners. Welcome back to Rivals, Detroit Catholic Central versus Brother Rice. I'm Lauren Plant. Al Fracassa and Tom Mack have lined up on the opposite sidelines for 37 years. Hard to believe 2013 would mark its end. What these two mean to their respective institutions and high school football in general is immeasurable. 2013 is the end of an era. Al Fracassa and Tom Mack have known and coached against each other for nearly 40 years. And yes, they like each other.
His wife is a nice lady, and she gets along with my wife. They have a lot in common. Actually, they look alike.
Both of our philosophies are kind of like helping the kids, and that's what comes first. And the wins and losses are great, the losses aren't, but but we want to, the whole program is based on trying to help people. And over time, we've got to be good friends, and our wives got to know each other, and so it's been a good relationship.
I respect him in a big way. He is man enough and Christian enough to adopt two boys that coach with him, and he's always been a first-class guy.
I think he's a good example both for his players and for the coaches that might emulate him, and for his community. I think they have a man there that they can respect, and he's had 45 years, I think, in the Catholic League, and I think he's handled himself very well, and he's done about as much as you can do as any one person that's in the coaching profession.
I keep asking you to visualize all the time. It's not bad to visualize because you become what you think. If you think about nothing, you become nothing.
Considerably older than Coach Mack, at 80 years young, Al Fracassa has decided to retire after this season. One thing is clear, both coaches have left an indelible mark on the game and the thousands of young men they've mentored over the years.
I still have Coach Mack's notes on at my desk, and I have some of Al Fracassa's stuff as well. I have John Wooden's stuff, and I read it each and every morning before I turn on my computer, and I have fire coming out of my nostrils, and I'm 54 years old.
Both teams are 4-0 heading into this year's game, with the contest to be held at Catholic Central. The Warriors know what to expect.
CC week, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's thinking about going to the game. Everyone's talking about it at school. So it obviously pumps you up a little bit. Practice get a little more intense, and you just try to get yourself ready for the atmosphere.
Nothing can prepare you for that. It's every play, every snap. If you're tired, you almost have to come out, because if you're off your game for one snap, you're going to get blown back, and it's going to be shown.
I know they're strong. I know they're hard hitters. Well, like they always are. They do a lot of 2 tight end sets, and they just run it right down your throat. So I think we'll be ready.
As far as the coaches, many of who were former players under Fracassa, get them ready.
You're sort of living vicariously through the boys, and you want to win just as much as they do. And I think that I take a lot of pleasure in seeing the boys work as hard as they work to prepare for this game. And I know how much it means to them.
Quick trade, reach or ISO, right? But we can still run blast out of bow.
When he played for Rice, Ben Rowden scored the game winner against CC in 1996. It's a moment no one can ever take away from him.
My best friend who didn't go to Rice still reminds me to this day about probably the last time I was interviewed about the CC-Rice rivalry was right after the game that day. And they asked me how I was feeling, and I told them it was the greatest feeling in my life.
Keep your head down. Head.
Out at Catholic Central, the Shamrocks prepare as they always do. But this season, they're playing for more than just personal and school pride.
We're very unified, and we get along with each other. We come together in tough situations, and for this year, we actually have something to play for, dedicating the season to David Wadzinski.
Last December, sophomore standout middle linebacker David Wadzinski died of natural causes, a heart arrhythmia in his sleep. They honor number 33. They play for him.
We come out with a purpose. We play for our long-lost brother David, who passed away. We come out every day with him, a chip on our shoulder. We just come to work every day and get better.
4-0, we're 4-0. No one's going to give it to each other. It's going to be a hard battle all the way through, and it's going to come down to the last play.
The thing that's so cool about rivalry football is that it brings the best out of both teams. And I think that's what you get a lot out of the Brother Rice Catholic Central games is really good football. It's fun to watch, fun to be a part of, fun to be a player, because from a player standpoint, that's when you want to perform. You want to show your stuff when you're playing against Brother Rice.
This is your house. These are your brothers. This is your family. That field out there is your backyard. Saturday night at 7 o'clock, he calls you to come out there, defend your house, not let anybody come in and take what you've built, and beat Rice at 7 o'clock. We'll see you on Saturday night.
We want you. We are LTU, Lawrence Technological University, and as one of the nation's best schools for engineering, architecture, and technology, we don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students who want to change the world through technology, science, and design. So if you believe that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
MacuHealth with LMZ3 is the only patented and scientifically proven supplement that helps reduce the risk of macular degeneration and maintain healthy eyes by improving vision performance. Taking one MacuHealth soft gel once a day has been clinically proven to restore macular pigments to normal levels, slow down or reduce the effects of age-related macular degeneration, but also enhance vision performance, reduce glare, and night vision issues. Trust the science, keep your sight and future bright with MacuHealth.
Since 1928, the Basilian Fathers have established a tradition of teaching and nurturing the young men of Detroit Catholic Central.
I chose to come to CC because of the brotherhood and the commitment to excellence.
Spend a day at Catholic Central and shadow a shamrock. Find out for yourself what makes CC special.
I wanted to come to Catholic Central, be a part of the spirit and the tradition.
I'd heard about tradition since I was a little kid, and I knew I'd meet a lot of great people and make friends that I'd have for the rest of my life.
For more information, click on CatholicCentral.net and become the tradition of Detroit Catholic Central.
Academic excellence in the Catholic tradition. An Edmund Rice Christian Brother education to develop the soul, body, and mind. Warrior athletics, a tradition of excellence. A legacy of leaders. Experience the Warrior difference. Come join the Brotherhood. Please join us for our open house. Visit brice.edu for more information.
In today's global business environment, companies need to reduce risk and protect assets with many levels of corporate intelligence gathering. Mackinac Partners business intelligence, due diligence, investigations, and corporate security practice can help businesses and investment firms avoid or mitigate risks. Mackinac Partners services are performed by experienced former Secret Service and FBI personnel that can identify vulnerabilities and respond to financial concerns, reputational issues, and cyber threats. Make informed decisions with Mackinac Partners. Welcome back to Rivals. I'm Lauren Plant. We've documented on this show why many consider Detroit Catholic Central versus Birmingham Brother Rice the greatest high school football rivalry in the state of Michigan, maybe in the country. The stage for this year's matchup couldn't have been more epic. Al Fracasa's final year at the helm of the Warriors, one game separating the entire series, both teams undefeated. Rice versus CC.
And we'd like to present him with a small token of our respect, a stadium jacket commemorating his 8th state championship victories.
There are kids out there today that want to be the next Alex Malzone. They want to be the next Jason Alessi. They want to be the next Chris Carter. They want to be the next Jack Brisson. And they're longing to give it a shot to wear this orange helmet, but your night is tonight.
You've been through too much together, and you've worked too hard to let it go away. You will play with everything you have, because that's how Catholic Central plays the game, man. It's not about winning, it's not about losing, it's about leaving it all on the field, it's about playing dangerous.
Take over, take charge. Let's go.
Coming. When we get to 3rd and long, know what to expect. Sprint out.
Scoreboard. You've got a set and one more half to go, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And this half, you seniors, you're going to remember the lifetime.
This is our half. We knew it was going to be a backyard brawl. We're going to throw the last punch and break their will. You understand? Yes, sir. Go in for 33, all with your heart. Play this balls out, let's get it done. You understand? Yes, sir.
Let's go, come on!
We meet again, who knows? Nice game, Tom. You guys
Good
do
job.
much.
Nice job.
1, 2, 3, Warriors!
Rivals is brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Mackinac Partners, helping business make informed decisions. MacuHealth, trust the science. Keep your sight and future bright. Brother Rice High School, building a legacy of leadership. Experience the warrior difference. And Detroit Catholic Central High School, become the tradition.